Well, between the insults and the comebacks, it seems that our public discourse today thrives on conflict. And if you don't believe me, go turn on cable news. Talking heads are fighting for the last word while trying to silence their opponents. Everybody talking at once. But Pastor Rich Wilkerson says we should aim for something different. They should try to honor instead.
Rich Wilkerson is the senior pastor of Trinity Church in Miami, Florida. Rich believes we can change the name-calling and bullying in our culture.
I think it's all about honor. Honor opens doors for you that you cannot open for yourself.
In his book, I Choose Honor, Rich reveals the answer to our angry, hurting world and offers 5 keys to nurturing healthy relationships.
Rich Wilkerson Sr. is with us now, and we welcome you back to the 700 Club. It's always great to have you with us.
Thank you.
You know, Rich, the word honor usually comes to mind when we're honoring someone who's given military service for their country.
Yeah.
What does honor mean?
Or at a funeral.
Or at a funeral, yes, sadly. Or at a funeral, yes. What does honor mean?
Well, you know, I said earlier that when you look at the dictionary definitions of respect, you'll see honor. You look at honor, you'll see respect. The way I interpret it, Terry, is I can respect you from a distance and not even know you for what you've done. In fact, I can respect people that I don't necessarily agree with, but they've done something really great, and you respect that. Honor happens up close. It's hard for me to impact your life in a great way unless I'm close to you. In other words, I mean close for a minute, not for a lifetime, but honor reaches to someone in humility and servant leadership. Those two Jesus components make for common ground. Because if there's vitriol and yelling and upset, but honor just kind of pulls the carpet out from underneath that.
Do you think we've maybe lost the meaning of honor over the years? I think of another way that we sometimes think of it is in regard to things that we would consider negative, like in an extreme Muslim community, honor killing, or in the mafia, honor silence. You know, it's not positive in that sense.
Well, but what is that about? That starts with fear.
Yeah.
So as soon as fear enters the room, a lot of great Jesus things leaves the room. Yeah. Because you have to move in faith as a human. Let's just separate it from Christianity.
Yes.
But as Christians, for sure, we got to keep moving in faith. And faith sees past the fear and interjects Jesus things, and things begin to turn around.
Well, faith also, I think, sees past the offense because, you know, what do you do if someone disrespects your honor? I mean, how should we respond?
Forgiveness.
Yeah.
Always. Because when you don't forgive, then bitterness is there to hook you deep.
What?
But really, honor looks for ways to connect. Yeah. Honor looks for common ground. You can think of politicians in years past that were on other sides of the aisles, and they kind of, you know, be disagreeable, but they always had dinner together.
Yes.
At the end of the day.
Civil
they
conversation.
were actually friends.
Yes.
Yeah. And I think we've got to get civility back into our homes. That moves to the church. That moves to the marketplace. And pretty soon, honor becomes this organic thing. But it's a chosen component of Jesus. It really is. It doesn't just happen. It is an act of our will, Terry, that we move in that direction.
It's got to be a little bit of a mindset, doesn't it? Because I need to come to you with the understanding that there's something in you that I need to honor. It's not something that just happens spontaneously. Like you're saying, we have to determine it inside.
One of my dear friends, Keith Craft, has a fabulous line. When you elevate your thinking, you elevate your living. And if you're up against a brick wall, you have to think better thoughts to get around the wall, under the wall, over the top of the wall, or through the wall. It's got to be a better thought pattern. And that's what honors. It's just a higher level of thinking, but it's a Jesus level.
And when you talk about it elevating all of that, you're really elevating the other person. Sometimes That's what's so hard about forgiveness. Sometimes working to the place where you want to elevate the other person, getting rid of our desire to kind of even the score is really a surrender, isn't it?
Totally.
To a different way of thinking.
Totally. And when you walk into a room, and if you're driven by honor, when you walk into a room, you look for the people that you know probably don't care for what you represent or what you have to say. That's the very first one you go to.
Yeah.
You love them to death, and there's not much because it pulls the carpet out. This book is really a culture changer in any arena. If you're a businesswoman and you've got a company and you've got employees, they need that book. If you're a scientist and you work in a lab with other laborers, this right here, pretty soon you start thinking more positive about your work for the day, and it's a culture changer. And when honor becomes that culture of your organization, you're going to thrive. You will thrive.
And it doesn't mean when you honor someone else that you have to agree with the position that they hold or some of the choices that they make.
Absolutely.
It's really saying, I see value in you as a human being, and let's talk. Yeah. I mean, how else do we change anything, Rich, if we can't get to the place where we're willing to do that?
I was so scared years ago of Muslim people.
Yeah.
And 2 years ago, I connected with our local imam. He also teaches at the University of Miami. He loved me, so I started loving him. Yeah. Do you know, since then, I've been with him to Morocco. I've been with him to Abu Dhabi. I've met some of the leading Muslim leaders in the world, and they don't all want to kill me.
Yes.
They want to have discourse. Am I going to change my Christianity because I'm friends with them now? No, but I can certainly honor them. Yeah. You know, it's a dynamic.
You talk about the impact this could have on our culture today. Your subtitle is The Key to Relationships, Faith, and Life, which is pretty much everything. How do we begin this honor process if it's not something that we've consciously thought of before?
Get back to God.
Yeah.
Now, that's something that Christians don't think of, but how is my personal walk with Jesus? You know, get alone. Honor him again. That's what worship is, all right? Once that happens, now it begins to spread to the family. Mm-hmm. Begins to spread to your grandkids, to your kids. Yeah. And then it begins to spread outside the doors of your home, all right? Yeah. But it starts with you, Terry. You know, you can't ask someone else to do what you're not doing. Yeah.
You know, really, yesterday we had Tim Tebow's mom on, and she's written a book called Ripple Effects. And that's really what you're talking about here, too, that it starts with one person deciding they're going to make a decision to honor, and it ripples into the people and relationships around you.
One of those stories of Tim is in this book, and that foundation has impacted our San Diego church like you can't believe. And that's become a church for special needs kids in San Diego because of the fact that the Tebow family has said, hey, everybody is worthy of honor.
And you know, it does multiple things because not only was there a need for a church for special kids, there was a need for people to see the value in people with special needs and to honor them. So good. Well, the book is so good. Rich has even more in his book called I Choose Honor, The Key to Relationships, Faith, and Life. This is available in stores nationwide, and it really is for all of us. You know, if you're like me, I'm sick of the incivility and the lack of reasonable discourse. Let's choose honor. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Terry. It's been an honor to be on this great network. I mean that.
Thank you so much, Rich. It's great to have you here.